Mike Macdonald wasting no time remodeling the Seahawks defense to fit his scheme. Also, little cap space moves to free up $27.5 million in cash and a lot of cap space by releasing Pro Bowl safeties Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. I don't think Adams was surprising at all.
No,
disaster trade to go get him.
I was about to say, people talking about that Russell deal. It's not as bad, but the Adams one is pretty bad too.
Adams was bad.
Two first and the third, which ended up being Elijah Vera Tucker and Garrett Wilson.
Is that right? Is that who it was?
That's what that turned into. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
I think the Jets won that trade.
Yeah, it's like when you said the Trey Lance trade's pretty bad too. When you factor in the Dolphins then promptly took those picks and got Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb. It's like God. But yeah, I mean, what were your thoughts on sort of Seattle doing this? Again, Jamal Adams not surprising. Quandre Diggs maybe a little bit more. Clearly, they were trying to they're letting Mike Macdonald build this team in his image.
I mean, the writing was on the wall for Jamal Adams when they paid Julian Love in free agency, knowing they already had Quandre Diggs. I always wondered, how were they going to employ 3 safety rotation? Now, a lot of teams do that, but we know Jamal Adams is more of an in the box type safety, and Julian Love can do it all. He can play slot corner. He can play, the deep half safety. He can play in the box as well. So Julian Love was the only one that survived it, and I guess rightfully so because he made the Pro Bowl this year. It was one of the Seattle's best defensive players. Quandre Diggs was a little surprising, but then I looked at his cap number and I saw why they made that release. He hadn't had the season that we're accustomed to seeing Quandre Diggs have, and I think he was making $13 million. So that's a reason. I'm kind of surprised they didn't try to do maybe a restructure with him and keep him with Julian Love. I think would have made a lot of sense. And who knows, maybe this could, down the road, he could potentially sign back with them.
I think there's a decent chance that we see the Seahawks make a move for Ravens free agents. There's a lot of defensive players.
Geno Stone is the guy that comes to mind.
Yeah. Patrick Queen's a free agent. I mean, and so
they need linebacker. Those are 2 spots they need: safety and linebacker.
Yeah, I was on with my boys Chuck and Buck out in Seattle talking draft and combine, and they were like, "Tell us about Peyton Wilson. We need linebackers." And so, I mean, I think you could see Seattle. It's not unusual for a head coach to go to a defensive coordinator to go to a new spot, become the head coach, and bring his guys in like that.
Sure.
It makes a ton of sense, familiar with the scheme. You see, and obviously they can't get Justin Madubuike. We'll talk about him in a minute because he's a franchise tag. But you look at him and Patrick Queen and all these different guys on this Ravens team that really broke out under Mike Macdonald. It wouldn't be shocking if they decided to,
And that's the one area of the ball where they got to get better at. And they have some good foundational pieces. You talk about Boye Mafe, you talk about Witherspoon on the outside. Let's not forget Tariq Woolen was a Pro Bowl corner. Now, I know he struggled some last year, but he was a Pro Bowl corner his rookie year. So you got those 2 lockdown corners. You got Julian Love, who's a Pro Bowl safety. There's rumors that they really want to sign Leonard Williams because he definitely made a change in that defense when he came over there mid-season. So I think that makes a lot of sense as well. But Jordan Brooks is a free agent, and so is Bobby Wagner. So they got to do something at the linebacker position.
Yeah, I agree completely. Seattle remodeling their defense. Be very curious to see what it ends up looking like under Mike Macdonald, he said, talking slowly as he tried to find the rundown on the tab.